I made a video telling you that calisthenics can build muscle. Almost 700k viewers watched it and I meant every word. But I left something out and it's the reason most of you hit a wall and just stopped seeing results. I was 13 when I started calisthenics, pull-ups, dips, push-ups. I was making progress every single week but I stopped. Not because I got lazy or my diet fell apart. It was due to calisthenics having a ceiling, and most people in the fitness space don't tell you this because calisthenic content gets views. Mine included. So in this video, I'm doing something that most creators won't, comparing both sides honestly. And by the end, I'll tell you exactly which one you should do based on your situation. Okay, before we dive into the comparisons, here are the difference between calisthenics and the gym. Starting with calisthenics, it's a form of strength training where you use your body weight as resistance to perform movements. These movements include the Calisthenic Classic 3, push-ups, pull-ups, and dips. Beyond the Calisthenic Classic 3, there are advanced movements like the muscle up, plank, and handstand. The gym, on the other hand, is a form of training where you use external weight as resistance to perform movements. Those movements include the Classic Gym 3, bench press, squat, and deadlift. Beyond the Classic 3, there are other accessory movements like the bicep curl and the tricep pushdown. And with those differences, let's compare them across 4 factors, starting with the cost. When it comes to spending, it's very clear that you need a membership for the gym. Gym memberships can cost around 15 to 50 bucks per month. Not only that, there are hidden gym costs like annual fees that stack up each year. On the other hand, calisthenics is very minimal. All you need is just some space and that just costs 0 bucks. Additional equipment like the pull-up bar and the dip bar will cost you no more than 100 bucks. If you're not willing to spend that money, you can just go to your nearby calisthenic park and that literally just costs 0 bucks. With that being said, calisthenics clearly beats the gym when it comes into cost, and it's the most affordable way to build muscle and train. Speaking about building muscle, let's talk about muscle growth and progression. Using basic science, hypertrophy is what builds muscle. When you work out, that happens mainly through mechanical tension. Mechanical tension is basically the force your muscles use to contract. You can increase this force by adding weight or reps of your exercises over time. In context of the gym, it's one of the easiest places to apply hypertrophy through mechanical tension. Progress is very linear, meaning that your progress can be easily measured over time. For example, if you add 5 pounds to your bicep curl, that's a clear increase in strength and mechanical tension. Seeing that visible progress is very motivating, which is one reason why most people use the gym for progression. There's almost no real maximum for weight. You can always increase your reps or your weights because gym exercises can handle hundreds of pounds of resistance. The more weight you lift, the more strength you will build, and more strength generally leads to building muscle. Just look at powerlifters and bodybuilders. They have jacked physiques and lift heavy weights. Even natural lifters build serious strength over time. Calisthenics, on the other hand, is much different. It's often more complicated to progressive overload because progress is not linear, it's exponential. Instead of steady increases in weight, your strength and skills may progress slowly, but improve faster over time when you train consistently. Progress usually comes with added reps or harder variations rather than just weight. For example, if you start with jumping pull-ups, you may move on to assisted pull-ups, regular pull-ups, and a muscle up. It's almost like unlocking a new level in a video game. When it comes to muscle growth, progressing to harder movements like the one-arm pull-up can definitely build muscle. However, you might eventually reach a point where you get too strong in basic calisthenic movements. At that point, you need to perform high reps, and that's around 20 to 30 reps, which can lead to burnout or junk volume. Because of this, the gym usually wins when it comes to progression and muscle growth. Okay, now with convenience, there's a major difference between the two. With the gym, depending on where you live, it's either that you need to walk or drive there. Personally, I have to drive at least 10 to 15 minutes to get to my gym. Because of this, most people's schedules are scheduled around it. Without weights or machines, you can't get your main workout in, and to do that, you need to walk or drive there. And even if you arrive at the gym, depending on what time you go, it can be super crowded. Peak hours like 5 to 6 p.m. are the worst time to get a good workout in, and you can wait up to 15 minutes for an exercise. For a busy person, this can waste time and delay workouts. However, for calisthenics, convenience is the best for this training. If you want to, you can do calisthenics in your room right now while watching this video. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do it right now. Calisthenics can be done anywhere, your living room, your garage, just any space that you can find. If you have equipment like a pull-up bar or a dip bar, that's even better. You can get a good workout in without wasting any time. And going to a calisthenic park is convenient as well. Not many people use the equipment and it's usually not crowded. So with this said, calisthenics beats the gym when it comes to convenience. Alright, moving on, whether calisthenics or the gym is better for long term, here's what it looks like. For the gym, like we mentioned in muscle growth and progression, it's very easy to measure progress long term. This is through tracking exercises, through weight increments or rep increases. Because of that, the gym is very beginner friendly. Most exercises are easy to learn with proper form, and progress is very straightforward. If you start with the weight of a dumbbell bench press, you can easily track how much you made after 1 to 2 years. For example, in month 1 you do 30 pounds, month 2 you do 35 pounds, and so on. And in the gym, you have access to a ton of accessory exercises that hit lacking muscle groups. Not only that, the gym has a community. It's not a place to just have a workout. If you stick to the gym long term, it's most likely that you'll build relationships with the people that you see there. With calisthenics, long-term progress can be harder to measure. Not only do you have to track progress through variations, but there's a limited amount of exercises that you can do. What I mean by this is that there's not that much exercises in calisthenics that can build muscle and strength over time. Yes, there are isolation movements in calisthenics. You can do ring curls and bodyweight skull crushers, but without added weight, you're just gonna do high reps just to reach failure. Because of this, there can be a strength ceiling, especially your legs. Your legs are large muscles that can handle lots of reps doing exercises like the pistol squat or the regular squat. The Nordic curl, on the other hand, hits your hamstrings really well, but it's not beginner friendly. As a matter of fact, calisthenics is not beginner friendly to begin with. For a beginner, it can take time to build up to these movements, which can be demotivating. Also, calisthenics is often done alone, especially in your room, and you can just feel isolated sometimes. So, when it comes to long term, the gym beats calisthenics. Comment gym right now and I'll personally send you a 3-day split that literally anyone can do. When it comes to picking calisthenics or the gym, each of them has its own benefits. Calisthenics is good for convenience and cost, while the gym is good for muscle growth / progression and long-term development. And here's the harsh truth that many people can't take. The gym is what builds a aesthetic physique. Doing just your body weight alone won't build significant muscle, and even the calisthenic influencers that you see still hit the gym. This doesn't mean calisthenics is bad, it's a great way to build muscle, but personally I would choose the gym. So depending on which situation you're in, here's what you should do to decide whether you should do calisthenics or the gym. If you know that you're willing to invest time and money to your physique, you should get a gym membership. With that investment in time, it's one of the best returns that you can get for long-term progress, long-term muscle growth, and just overall health. You get to meet new people, you have access to so much exercises, and there's always strength to build. On the other hand, if you find yourself in a position where you can't get a gym membership, just start calisthenics. Calisthenics is the best thing you can do to build muscle without the gym. If you know that you're not going to get a gym membership, you can invest in a pull-up and dip bar or just go to your local calisthenic park. At the same time, make sure that you save money or have a plan where you can get a gym membership. However, if you find yourself doing calisthenics and the gym at the same time, I would recommend doing both. Personally, I include weighted calisthenics in my workout routine and it helped my strength increase a lot. This mainly comes from doing 2 exercises, weighted pull-ups and weighted dips. When you get stronger in these movements with weights, you will just become a calisthenic beast. So with that being said, let me clarify again. Get a gym membership as soon as possible, but if you can't, just do calisthenics. I would recommend watching this video if you're on the calisthenic side and watch this video if you're on the gym side. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.